Okay, let's time to look at the load board. We haven't done a load board video in a while. Let's look at, we're looking at Truckstop right now. Truckstop load board, okay? Despite of what you're seeing right now, it's actually getting better, believe it or not. You know, despite of what is showing here right now. There was one load, okay? Where is that load? I thought it was so funny. Right here, this load. This is where I draw a line and I ask these people, I wonder how do these people expect you to operate at this rate, When you're looking at it, 497 miles from Missouri, Iowa to Beach Park, Illinois, okay? It's showing $6.85 a mile for $3,400 posted, okay? Eight ATL Anderson Transportation and Logistics sounds so good, right? That rate sounds so good. And truck stop estimate on that is 1260. What is that? Just a little bit slightly under or a little bit over 250 a mile, right? Okay. That's a truck stop estimate, okay? Now let's look at it. So I don't know what the TB and HB is. I'm sure if I think about it, but look at it. It got a lot of stops. Okay, 10 stops total. Look how many miles total. 1,598 miles. 10 stops total. Now this is where like I don't agree with this. You know what I mean? Like you can't even call these people and be like, "How dare you? Where did you come up with this?" You know what I mean? It's like, how did you even think that this is okay? How did you even think that this is gonna be a good rate for somebody? 10 stops, just a little bit over, um what is that? That's one, two, yes, just a little bit over $2 a mile. What is that? 210, 215? Something like that, right? I think, how dare you that you think somebody would operate like this? Because this will take you towards the end of the week before you can complete this, right? I mean, you'll be lucky to get another load before the end of the week. You know what I mean? So you more than likely will be stuck on this um, by, until next week. So, like, how? I don't get it, man. How did they even think that that was okay to what do you call it? I know I'm getting hyped up here, but how did they even think that that was okay to, that was a good rate to run 10 stops, slightly over $2 a mile? It just blows my mind, man. It's like, how do you can't even call these people, because if you call these people, you're just gonna be so mad as someone who would have to perform or do these services, right? It's just your thinking is like, your expenses off the top of your head, and then you're thinking of this. You're like, really? How? You might as well work for free, man. I don't get it. Anyway, um, besides that, right? I know the rates are getting better. We're already booked. Actually, we're already booked for just over 450 a mile. It's only going short runs though, but you know that we have a reliable source over in the Omaha area. That's why we're sticking around the Omaha area. That's the only reason why I took this load. Okay, there was another load. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna show you guys right now. Load manager, this one right here. This one was okay. Now it's 9.5. At least that's what they're saying, right? It's 9.5 going all the way to um what do you call it, North Platte, Nebraska. Doesn't seem that bad. Just a tractor, right? You need ramps, okay? And I was asking for 21. They said 1950. That's the most I can get. I was like, 21, man. That's like barely under $5 a mile. I think that's okay to go $5 a mile down that way, and then we can deadhead like 280 miles back to Fremont, Nebraska, and get on all reliable, right? All reliable. But um No, they wouldn't budge. So I said, yeah, I'm not gonna waste my time on that, you know. And then luckily I didn't. And then I found this load that we're on right now. Hopefully, I the guy, my contact over there in Fremont, Nebraska, has not given me a load yet, but hopefully we find something over there. It's all reliable over there. Hopefully we can find one of those, the ones that are going to St. Francis. Okay, Kansas City. Okay. It, believe it or not, like I said, believe it or not, it's actually getting better despite of all of this junk that's showing up right now. Let's see this one right here: Centerville, Iowa to Grand Rapids, Michigan, Minnesota. Mm, FSD, flatbed or step deck, one pick, two drops, no tarp, no Conestoga, load seven. Okay, where is that at? Two drops. I wonder. It depends on where that other drop is, though. Sometimes these freaking brokers, man, it's like. And another thing too. Another thing. Okay, so that load that we just dropped off. Actually, we just dropped it off right here. That forklift. Okay, dropped it off. Driver unload. So we got it all done at 7 a.m. and then we had to wait for the guy to sign for the forklift. Okay. Anyway, that same brokerage. Okay, calls me this morning, told me that they have a load coming from Kansas, where we are right now, Kansas City, okay, in the area, going to Omaha, Nebraska for $700. It's close, right? It's really close. I think I would take that for 800. Okay, now here's the catch, though. You need 200K cargo insurance on it. 200K. Everybody across the board for the most part carries 100K. Okay. Now there's no problem upping your insurance, right? And she was like, "Do you mind? Could you up your insurance only this time around?" I was like, "Okay. What's it paying?" She told me 700. I just laughed. I said, "You telling me you want me to go through all of this so you can pay me, what is that, 350 a mile going into, oh man." So I said, no, I'm not interested, but it's not the whole brokerage itself though, because the person that I dealt with before that, which was that forklift paid $6.50 a mile, 47 cents a mile to be exact, so that's not bad rate, right? So it's not the whole, like, if when they pitch something bad to you, it's the particular representative of that brokerage. Some of these guys or people, they think like they don't think about, you know what I mean, like the operating costs or whatever. They might be new to the industry or whatever, right? And then they're pitching these, you know outrageous, freaking way underbid loads, and then they pitch it to the carrier, and then it's like, man, really? You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's what I was saying before, like a couple of videos, ago. I was saying, like, it's too many brokers, man. It's not only too many carriers, it's also too many brokers. You know what I mean? It's because of that same reason. Now, if that same broker who keeps doing this, pitching it to these carriers, and so on and so forth, let's just get rid of the 200K cargo on that particular freight. Okay, let's just say that uh without the 200K, they're pitching that for 600. Okay, and let's say the average lane on that truck top estimate on average across the board, it would be like, let's just say hypothetically, is $700. So $700 to go that way, and they will probably pitch it for 600. Okay, now she might not find the first carrier to carry it for 600. She might have to make two, three, five, six, even 10 phone calls to carriers to be able to have somebody to pull that for 600. Okay, now the problem, there's no problem with that. The problem that arises after that is that next week, and then the week after, and then the week after, that bar just keeps on getting set lower and lower and lower. You know what I mean? It's just, and this is how, like, in my opinion, this is how we got as far as we are right now when it comes to rates. Yes, we have. I think we're actually the freight volume is recovering now, but yes, we did have lower freight or volume wise, okay, but it wasn't that bad, you know what I mean? It wasn't bad enough to hurt us this bad, you know what I mean, like to make the rates as bad as they are at the moment, you know what I mean? um it is getting better, but look at this. I know I'm talking a lot again. Look at this crap that they're pitching, okay? Kansas City to Talmadge, Ohio. 19-foot long, almost 20 foot, 5,000 pounds. Yeah, okay, the weight makes sense, but you are taking over 30% of my freaking trailer space. And yeah, okay, flatbed or step deck. Okay. But anyway, you see what I mean? That's a junk rate for 81 cents a mile, okay? That needs to be like around $1.20, my opinion, at least minimum. Okay, now let's go. Adar Transportation. As a matter of fact, this is the guys that we got to load with right now, going up to Lincoln, Nebraska. It's appointment. It's by appointment only at pickup, but a drop off is first come first serve. It's going to Lincoln, Nebraska. And look at this one. Like, look. Okay, prime example. If you look at the Truckstop estimate, right, it's 1747. So on average, Truckstop is estimating this to be 1747 based on, you know what I mean, the numbers that they have, what carriers pulled it for. This is where I'm having a problem with a 286 going into Denver area, Colorado, a 286 a mile. The odds of you coming back, y'all know this, the odds of you coming back empty is very high. Or you can pick something for like $1.25 coming out of there, okay? That's like, it's gonna be heavy and tarp. You know what I mean? So that's like this is why I don't agree with this, because look what they're doing. They posted the rate for 1,700. Now, if they are able to find a carrier to just, load it up for that for 1,700 next week, they're gonna post that. Or if let's say 20 carriers carry it for 1,700, now that average is gonna go down again. The truck stop estimate is gonna go down again. Guess what? Next week they're gonna pitch that probably for 1,650, and so on and so forth. You see what I'm getting at? This is the problem that I'm seeing here. You know what I mean? It's like we have, not only we have too many carriers, we also have too many brokers. Okay. Let's see. Kansas City to Henderson, Texas. I'm not going back to Texas. Okay. Not no. Okay, it's a B load. That should pay way more than that. We're not even gonna discuss that. B load? Ain't nobody want to be around you, man. Okay. Kansas City to King of Freight. They are the worst, man. King of Freight, one of the worst out here, man. You know how everybody hates TQL? I think everybody should hate King of Freight more than TQL, believe it or not. At least there are that 2% chance that you're gonna get, what do you call it, a doable rates with TQL. King of Freight, man, they are horrible, just horrible. You know. Okay. Let's look at this one. Dang, my son has a grade C in his in his class. So anyway, so let's look at this one. Junction, Missouri, Concepcion Junction, Missouri. That's actually a town where I grew up. Concepcion Tarlac. That's so funny. That's in the Philippines. Okay, you're going to El Reno. 45,000 pounds, flatbed or step deck. This is why it requires pipe stakes, and the problem with is you need 102 wide trailer. Okay, the problem with it, I think that rate is okay. It's decent enough. Nah, that needs to be $3 because you're going to Oklahoma. That's the edge of Texas where it's, man, it ain't nothing going on over there. So if you're a open deck, I think that's a bad rate. If you're a step deck, I think that's ish. You know what I mean? because you could get lucky with a step deck, right? That you could like, a step deck could partial a lot of, you know what I mean, loads. So um oh, here we go. Seymour, Iowa to Lincoln, Nebraska. 775. Look at this. 775, 45,000 pounds. No tarp. Yeah. Strap and go. TQL. I mean, like, you see what I mean? Like, this is doable, right? You could probably try to freaking hustle them for $1,000 on that load, you know? That's actually not bad, right? I mean, it's doable, you know? And that's what I mean. Like, but when it comes to like King of Freight, then people like, that's just horrible, man. There's quite a few more, you know. Mode one, this is the people, right here, this is the load right here. It's like, you need 200K cargo on this load. And she was asking me, could you adjust it this time around? That's why I asked for the rate. What's the rate? I mean, if they're paying like doggone 3,000, hey, you know what, that's a possibility that we might do that, you know. But she told me 700. I was laughing, man. You know, I mean, like, it's just crazy. You know, it's. I, I think a lot of it is just lack of knowledge in the industry, right? Very new into the industry, you know, because like, how could you pitch something like that? Like, if you know the industry already, right, across the board. If you know the industry across the board, how do you even pitch that? Like, you know, because you know most carriers will carry only 100K cargo, okay, across the board. Man, D, what is going on with my kids? I'm gonna have to check on them boys. Okay, so let's get another one that's like really getting pretty bad out there. Ryan Transportation. See, I think, you know what I think the problem is, really the problem lies where the brokerage, when the brokerage team starts, right, when the brokerage starts, they're small. And like these guys that we were dealing with in Fremont, Nebraska, they're small, okay, and they have well experienced guys that are, you know what I mean, pitching these loads to the shippers, you know, and they're able to, you know, get these rates, you know, and they are knowledgeable with the industry, that they know that they can get carriers to haul at these rates that they're pitching them at, okay, when they're small, because most of the brokers that we deal with are small. When you get to Ryan Transportation level, RXO level, you know, TQL level, King of Freight level, where they get so big so fast that they hire all of these, I want to say rookies, right? Inexperienced, I should say, more or less, that they're, and then they're over here dealing with the shippers, you know, and then they're pitching these outrageous freaking rates, you know, that they don't consider how much it costs, you know what I mean, to for a carrier to haul something, you know what I mean, or like their expenses, their overhead, you know, like, you know, and that's where I think the problem lies mainly. It's just this big brokerage, you know, it's just they have these junior brokers, and then, you know, like, they just don't know how these rates where they need to be. You know what I mean? Yeah, you might get a carrier here and there to haul it for whatever you pitch it for. You know what I mean? A dirt cheap rate, but you know, all you doing really is just, you're not only hurting yourself, you're also hurting. Number one, you're hurting the truckers, right? The carriers, the small carriers, and number two, you're hurting yourself as well, because eventually you're not gonna find a carrier that'll haul that. You know what I mean? That's just the fact of the matter is, that's just facts. You know, eventually you can, all of these carriers will go broke, and then you're not gonna have nobody hauling them. You know what I mean? It's like, right? I mean, so it's crazy. But like I said, believe it or not, they like, nowadays it seemed like, before before we shut down, in back in 2022, you know, it was actually better, like, it was better to wait towards the end of the day to get better rates. Nowadays, you better go grab it. Nowadays, there is zero. Are you kidding? Are you listening to me? Zero negotiation rooms. You know, there are some, but there's almost zero. You know, that last load we just had, they had that pitch for 1,200. I said, no, let's go 14. She said, I can go 13. I said, no, let's go 14. She said, okay, let me go check. She said, I can go 13.25. I said, okay, man, let's go get it. So, you know what I mean? There's zero negotiation rooms in there. Back then, I could get like extra $300-400 on top of what they're asking. You know, it's that's how insane it was. You know. So anyway, yeah, that's the load board. You know, in the grand scheme of things. You know, Centerville, Iowa to I think we already looked at this one. Okay, yeah. Yeah, when there was another one going to Minot, North Dakota. I was trying to get to that one, but there was nobody answering the phone. You know, maybe they're not in the office or whatever, right? And it's just I think that was decent. It was paying like 327 a mile going to Minot, North Dakota. It's not bad because as a step deck, that's why I like the step deck route that I took instead of say a 53 foot. You know what I mean? Flat because when we get to areas like right now where we are right now, you find somewhat decent rates, right, going into dead zones. But for us, it's not really gonna be that much of a dead zone because you could easily, as long as you have ramps, you can easily have, get out of that area, uh not not digging too much into your pocket compared to someone who's got a flatbed. You know what I mean? So that's why I like the step deck route, the 53 step deck route with ramps, you know. Anyway, yeah, we're like I said, we're already loaded. It's gonna be a load of pipes. It's appointment only by 3 p.m. That's okay. We're going into Lincoln, Nebraska, and then we're gonna be like 50 miles away from Fremont, Nebraska, and hopefully we can we can get some kind of oversized coming out of Fremont, Nebraska. I'm gonna call my guy here in a few hours and see what he got going on for tomorrow. You know, so yeah, I mean, it's not bad. We're picking up right here. It's just Kansas City, Missouri. Not too far. I think 15 miles away from where we are right now. Let's look at a couple more. Missouri to Moreland, Iowa. Where is that? Okay. Oh, Fort Dodge. Okay, that's not bad. That's not a bad area. Let's go look at that. No tarp. 53 step deck only. No tarp. 12 straps. Plastic tubing. 3 loads. That's not bad. It's okay. That's gonna bring you in a decent area. So I would say, if you can get another 100 out of that, that's not bad. You know, because like I say, it's gonna put you in the prime spot. So it's not bad. You don't have to deadhead that much from that area on a 53 step deck. TMC. Okay. Like I said, the rates are getting better. There was one. See, like these people going to Phoenix, California, and all of this, right? There was one I saw earlier going to California. It's like the problem with like, the rates is okay, the distance is okay. The problem that I really have with that, man, is like it's not paying good enough, not good enough to go into California. California is just a disgusting place to be when it comes to open deck. You know what I mean? That's why you got to make it worth it to get over there. So let's look at this one. Phoenix, Arizona. Same thing for Phoenix. Phoenix is probably worse than California. Like, I don't know why people are pulling, at this rate. Look at that. Look at the truck stop estimate on that. It's 2688. Whoever, that means somebody had pulled that lane for even lower, man. Do you understand that? You know what I mean? The way average is working, the way average works, okay? They take the highest and then they take the lowest and then they divide that by 2 and then that's where they get the average. So it's like that means somebody had pulled lower than 2688 going from that lane from Harrington, Kansas to Phoenix, Arizona. Now, um, what my question is, like, I haven't asked this like to truck stops or anything like that, but I wonder if they also consider like partial booked at that rate. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know if they do or not. But anyway, either way, that thing is junk. You know, that's a junk rate. So, Oklahoma City, U.S. Logistics, 36 foot, 18,000 pounds. See, when people, when the brokers they put the the length of it, they're kind of hinting that it's a partial. Okay, and but 36 foot, 18,000 pounds. That's not that's not a partial. You know, they're kind of hinting that though. Yeah. So Houston, Texas. Okay, Houston, Texas. Boom leaf, 42 for 42 foot, 4 inches by 8 foot. Oh man, they're gonna take up. Is this a step deck load only? Yeah. So it's a big one, huh? 42,000 pounds. Maybe there's two of them. Oh, here we go. This one right here. Look at this one, okay? Kansas City, Missouri to Greensboro, North Carolina. It's, distance wise, it's not bad, right? I mean, I think this is the one I'm thinking of. Distance wise, it's not bad. And, rate per mile, it's getting there, right? And as a matter of fact, look at the truck stop estimate. It's 2647. And then now let's look at the actual details of the load. OD. What? Like, how do you even call this and quote this? You can't. You really can't. The rate that they pitched it at, man. They are about $1,500 off on that thing. Look at this. 120 on the width. What is that? Less than 10 foot, 9 foot, a little bit over 10 foot. 120 divided by 12. Oh, it's actually exactly 10 foot. Okay. I'm at, oh wow, it's too early. Anyway, so it's 10 foot wide, right? And you're gonna need a permit for every single doggone state you're gonna go through. So it's like, they are about, I'd say about $1,500 off on that rate. You know, it's just so insane, man. Oh, whoa, whoa! I didn't factor in it's 130-inch high. Okay, so that means you need a really, really low pro. I can haul 128-inch tall. Okay, on my low pros. Okay, I believe there's other guys that can haul. Very, very few trailers that can haul 130. Okay, and be legal at 13.6. There are, you're gonna go through some states on here on this route that you can only be 13.6, that you're gonna have to permit that damn thing. Yeah, for sure. Okay, uh that's just so crazy, man. It's just so crazy. I don't know. How do you can't even call it, man? Really, how do you even call it? You don't even want to mess with that. Look at this. Florida. Okay, Kansas to Florida. 20. Do you see how they pitch the 25-foot long, 22, and it needs the ramps? Okay, and that's basically what they're pitching, is that you can partial this out. Okay, partial it out. It's going to Miami. I don't know what it is, but I know it's not good enough. And look at the truck stop estimate, man. It's just crazy. Like, from this location to that location in Miami, somebody had pulled that for less than 3,000, 3,100. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna look at this one. See, okay, I was gonna call this earlier, right? Also, I saw this same load yesterday and the day before. Okay, on the load board. So it's actually, it makes you curious, right? It makes you like, what the heck is going on there? Why, like, is only going, like, is this going just across the border? You know what I mean? So it, What is going on here? I was gonna call it, but I decided on not to call it because of the fact that number one is Landstar. Landstar got some of the grimiest freaking brokers, man. You know, and number two, that it's been there for a while. So this thing is probably like 16, 18 foot wide or something like that. I don't know what it is, but I mean, if we're going 8 miles, maybe you can possibly make it. But then again, you talk about downtown. You know what I mean? Like how, I don't know. I don't think you can get that through, you know, undetected. I don't know how. I don't know. So I didn't. I decided not to call it. You know. Okay, I think that's the end of the Kansas ones. We're gonna be in Lincoln tomorrow, so I'm gonna be looking at the loads, and I think it looks okay over there. You know, look at this one, Grand Island smoke tarp required. That's not bad. Step deck must have leveler riser. Okay, walk on toggles, roll time. That's not bad. Actually, that's not bad. That really isn't bad. You know, come on, man. How do you? Yeah, that's not bad at all. Okay. Let's look at a couple more here. That was not bad at all. I might, I might call that in actually. The one that requires a smoke tarp. Oh, and you know what? I gotta call Sean and see what he got going on over there first. Okay, we're gonna end the video there. The load board looks slightly better overall across the board, at least in the region where we're at. So hopefully it gets a little bit more better. You know what I mean? I mean, we'll take what we can get, right? So anyway, we will see you guys in the next video.